Surely you have been in this situation. You spend a lot of time and dedication to her, always support and care. But in the end, you're just a friend. She tells you that I only see you as a friend, and you can't do anything but be heartbroken. I understand that feeling when you feel like you're not being seen properly, when you know that you could be what she needs, but for some reason, she just can't see you like that. However, don't let this failure defeat you, because you can change this situation. When you are friend-zoned, one of the reactions that I know is very common is begging, hoping for her to change her decision. You can text more, call more, find ways to get her attention, but stop for a moment and think. Not only will this make you lose respect, but it will also make her feel like you lack confidence and are worthless. She doesn't need you to pursue her, and your begging won't help. In fact, the more indispensable she finds you, the less attractive she becomes. Remember, in a relationship, respect and freedom are most important. Don't make her feel like you're always there waiting for her. If you want her to see you differently, you need to change. Keep a distance. Live a free, confident life. When she realizes that you are more than just a friend and have a unique value, she will naturally be attracted. The so-called truly caring is not running, but knowing how to stop when necessary. The first step to changing this situation is to stop being her emotional support person. You may have become the person she turns to when she's having trouble in life or love. But think again. Can you continue like that without feeling tired or receiving the recognition you deserve? She can't see you as a partner if you always act as the comforting friend in every situation. Start by setting limits. When she starts sharing her love life with you, gently remind her that you want her to seek help from others, from friends or people who can help her see things more objectively. This doesn't mean you don't care about her, but it means you know how to respect yourself. You are not the stop for all her emotions. This way, she will gradually realize that you are not just someone to deal with, but also a valuable person who can give real advice from the heart. Your view of yourself will change when you create this emotional distance for yourself. The next step is to create emotional distance. This doesn't mean you're cold or indifferent towards her, but it does mean you need to keep some space for yourself. You don't always have to be there for her. You don't always have to be the only person she can turn to. The feeling of always being ready will make you lose your attractiveness. When you create distance, she will gradually realize that you're not someone she can depend on unconditionally. This is when she starts to feel the lack and will naturally think about you more. Another way to pique her interest is to create a little jealousy. Don't be afraid to communicate with other people, be it friends or even other girls. Don't do this with the intention of making her jealous, but to show her that you are valuable and don't need to always wait for her. When you are no longer always there, she will naturally feel your absence, and that feeling will cause her to see you differently. An equally important third step is to stop looking for her validation. You're probably used to asking her opinion on everything from big and small decisions to personal matters. You want to know how she sees you and how she feels about this relationship. But when you constantly seek such validation, you diminish her respect for you. Validation from others is not what you need to feel your worth. You need to understand that a confident and strong man does not need to wait for the approval of others to feel valuable. Start making your own decisions. Be decisive and confident in what you do. She will start to notice a change in you. When you are no longer dependent on her validation, you become more attractive. She will feel curious and will have to try harder to get your attention. This is when you start to change her perception of you from a good friend to a man of real value. The fourth step is to learn to be indifferent. You may feel uneasy when you hear the word indifference, but actually, this is one of the most powerful strategies for creating attraction. Indifference here does not mean being cold or completely indifferent, but knowing how to not let things become too easy, not always running after her and finding ways to make her happy. When you're always available and predictable, she won't feel like she has to try. But when you start to distance yourself and don't respond immediately to her every request or emotion, you'll make her start to feel your absence. This will make her think about you more, feel curious, and want to connect with you in another way. Try to make her realize that you don't need her to feel happy and that you can enjoy your life without having to rely on her all the time. This indifference creates an irresistible attraction, as she will feel that you're not easy to get. And that's when her interest and feelings for you will start to change. The fifth step, and the most important step, is being willing to walk. This can be one of the hardest decisions in the process. But trust me, if you really want to change this relationship, you have to be willing to let go. This may make you feel nervous or uncertain, but think about your values. You are not the one who has to always work hard to keep an unbalanced relationship. Being willing to walk away means you know your own value and don't accept being underestimated. You don't have to stay in a relationship where you don't feel respected or appreciated. If she doesn't recognize your value, then it's not you who needs to change, but the relationship. Sometimes walking away is not the end, but rather opens the opportunity for a new change. When you're ready to leave, you're not only showing your strength, but you're also showing her that you don't need to hold on to anything. This will make her think again and see you in a different way. The price of lack of interest is the loss of opportunity, and at that time, you will be able to get what you deserve. The sixth step, and also the decisive step to make a change in this relationship, is to let her see the change in you. Once you've stopped looking for validation, created emotional distance, and are even ready to move on, the next important thing is to let her see the positive changes in yourself. Don't talk about changes, let your actions prove it. Show that you have become a stronger, more confident person and have an exciting personal life without her. Make time for hobbies, personal goals, and connecting with others. When she notices that you are no longer the old friend she knew, she will naturally begin to feel your absence. Don't do this to make her jealous or to create difficulties, but do it for yourself. When you change, you not only help yourself, but also give her the opportunity to see you in a different way. This change doesn't need to be ostentatious, but it's the little things in everyday life that will make her realize the difference. In conclusion, this process is not about playing around or hurting others, but about understanding and realizing your own value. When you know you deserve the best, you no longer have to do anything to get someone's attention or affection. Remember, a good relationship must be built on respect and mutual development. This change is not just about her, but about you. You are worthy of love and appreciation, and taking the right steps to become a better version of yourself will open up many new opportunities. When she sees the change in you, you'll realize that confidence and self-respect are always the most attractive things.